Yeah.
Summer breeze
And
makes me feel fine.
what about music? Speaking of that, James.
Yeah. So a lot of people think of Jimmy Buffett, right? Yeah, as the sounds of summer. But what does it really say about your personality, if anything?
Okay, UAB psychologist, Dr. Josh Klapow, Tony Kurre, longtime
If anything.
DJ,
Well, I
should
don't
know a
know
lot
that it
about music.
does. You're here to answer that.
So really, our song choice that reminds us of a summer says something about us?
Absolutely, or at least it really says something about that choice and what that memory meant. And this is what we were talking about. You know, obviously if you're 10 years old, you don't have a whole lot of summers behind you, but if you're 20 or more, you can pick anything. So like we were talking before, and he said, what song for me?
Yeah.
And I just instantly went Chevy Van, which we can't play anymore.
Yeah.
But we know that song.
Right, but we know that, and I was about 7 or 8, I was 8, and I was in love with my babysitter. I was the first girl that I was smitten with. And so what's real interesting about doing that is it really takes you to a particular time. So like, what did you say?
Mine was Maria Mulder, Midnight at the Oasis.
I have no idea.
And why is
Campbell's
that?
to
Not at
bed.
the Oasis? We can't sing it. I want to so badly.
I was 8 years old. It was April 4th, and that's when we had the tri-state tornado outbreak up in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I remember being in my basement. It was just the beginning of spring and summer. I remember hearing that song. And so I was traumatized by it. I can only imagine, but whatever I think of summertime,
what you think
I
of.
think about that. And it was a
Okay.
huge song back in the 70s in 1974.
What about you?
I love the song. I know this is a weird name for it, but Cruel Summer. It's a cruel, cruel summer.
That's the
'Cause
Bananarama one.
The Bananarama one.
Not the Taylor Swift one.
Because it reminds me of college, being on the beach with my friends, and I love it. Every time, it takes me right back every time it comes on the radio.
Which is, I mean, this is what's really interesting about it. It can take you, the music can take you to any time, and obviously you can do it in the reverse, and you can start thinking about, you know, when I was 12, when I was 15. But what I think is more interesting psychologically is where does it take you? So for me, it took me way, way back.
Sure.
Yeah.
You were talking about when you were, what, 12, 13?
I can remember I was a young lad.
Right, at Hotel California.
Hotel California, at the beach with cousins, whatever. When you said beach, summer, that's what I thought of. But there's all kinds of songs I enjoy with the beach. But you said what reminds me of summer, Hotel California.
Absolutely, and for you was in college, right? And for he was traumatized.
Yeah.
I was
Which
in my,
should not
I was in
shock
my
us.
basement for 30 hours because we didn't have weather radars,
so
I don't know
sorry.
what that says.
We need to work on another summer song.
But you can do the same things around, particularly with music, around, you know, first summer love, first summer breakup. When was your heart broken? I mean, you can get even more serious. Songs that remind you of maybe your parents got divorced.
Yeah.
You know, so it's happy and sad, but the music absolutely gets wrapped around the
does.
psychological event.
That brings me to a question. So I had a friend, he could not stand a Bryan Adams song because it reminded him of a breakup.
Yes.
Now, is there a song that you will not listen to? I don't want to listen to that song.
We actually talked about this on Music Mondays a couple weeks ago, songs we just can't stand because they remind us, sometimes they don't remind us of particular situations that we just don't like them. They just
but
don't
this-
jive with what we're going
Yeah,
for.
but this one's better
Total
'cause
Eclipse of the Heart is one of the songs where I just can't do it. We talked about
But
that.
what about that? If it reminds you of your breakup, I can't listen to that. Should you listen to it, though, to try to get over it?
If it's been more than 10 years, no. Don't. But you know, and I can think about a certain Genesis song that I went to the concert. We went to the concert. We came back from the concert, and I was broken up with. After, and so it's a particular song that I don't. So absolutely, and that's the thing that's so interesting about this. Go through any single event, and you can usually tag a song to it.
You could play any song right now, and each of us could tell you what it made us think
So
of.
the Phil Collins song, How Could I Let You Just Walk Away, that stings, doesn't it?
Throwing it all away?
Huh?
Throw it
I'm sorry.
Throw it all away? Was it really?
I'm really sorry.
Okay.
That was lucky
Sorry
guess.
about that. I didn't mean to bring
got
up
you
a
back, man.
bad memory.
It's a great song.
Sorry. Janice is
Let's play some Abbott on the
admonishing
way
me.
out.
I'll be admonished in the commercial break. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, just all happy music today.
Yes.
Now here's Jay.